If you are a photography student like me and you're spending all your money on things like equipment, editing software, if you're an analog shooter on film and on prints, then one of the 10 money-making ideas from this video can help you out to figure out a side hustle for yourself. Idea number 1 is to sell your prints on a local market or a flea market. So a couple months ago, I tried this out for myself because I had a bunch of working prints from my studies just lying around in the apartment and they were piling up. And these were like cheap working prints on cheaper paper that I just used to do my edits, to find my series, and I had literally like a stack of them lying around, and I thought, why not earn some extra cash with that, because I'm not going to use them anymore and they just take up space in my apartment. So I researched a flea market that was kind of a cool hipsterish flea market in Berlin, and I partnered up with a friend and we made a little stand, and she was selling just her old clothes and I was selling prints. So with this, you kind of have to figure out like an appropriate price point, because on a flea market or a local market, it's very unlikely that you can sell like very expensive fine art prints. So it's better just to sell like your working prints or things that you have lying around anyway, and you can price them cheaply and also use this opportunity to figure out like how people are reacting to your work, what prints are selling well, and then maybe later on you can up the price once you have established yourself in that market. So for my personal experience, I was selling my prints somewhere between €5, like a little bit more than $5, right? And between 5 and 10 euros per prints. These were very small A5 like prints, and I made about 100 euros in one day. So it's not bad. It's nice as a side hustle. If you have these prints lying around anyway, you can test it out for yourself. Side hustle idea number 2 is scan or develop film for other photographers. If you have scanned or developed film yourself before, you know it's such a time-consuming process. And I know there's a ton of professional photographers out there who would give an arm and a leg to outsource it, and outsource it maybe a little bit cheaper than they would giving their scanning and their developing to a professional lab. So maybe you can post on eBay Marketplace or on other platforms, or directly contact photographers and offer to develop and scan their film for them and charge a price depending on your own level of skill. Side hustle idea number 3 is to offer your editing services to other photographers online. So if you're a photography student like me, it's likely that you edit a lot of your own work and that you have some good skill and experience editing. So you can take advantage of that and use online platforms such as Fiverr or Upwork and offer your editing services on there to other photographers. On these platforms, you have access to clients not only in your area, but globally, and you can work your way up from charging a basic fee to charging a premium fee over time as you get good reviews for your work and you get more and more people booking your services. So if you enjoy editing work or you enjoy retouching things and you have particular skill in, say, retouching skin or retouching landscapes or whatever it is that you are good at, you can offer it on these platforms and other people can book you and you can make some extra cash on the side. All right, idea number 4 is to sell your work on online marketplaces such as Etsy. So it's a lot of people's dream to make money from their creative work, and also not only to trade time for money and offer services such as shootings, but also just passively make some money by selling their work in form of prints. And in the digital age that we're living in right now, you have a lot of possibilities and a lot of platforms online that give you the opportunity to find your audience and to find the people who are interested in purchasing your artistic work. So platforms like Etsy are a perfect opportunity to test out the market for yourself and just set up a shop. You can even work with a drop shipping fulfiller, so you don't have to print the work yourself, you don't have to package it, you don't have to mail it, but there is companies doing all these services for you. All you have to do is to curate your images, upload them to platforms like Etsy, maybe do a test print run to see that the quality of the prints is fine and that you like it, and see if people are interested in purchasing your artwork. Unless you have tried it, you will never find out if there is actually a market out there, and not only locally and not only in your photo community, but actually globally. This is the opportunity of platforms such as Etsy and other marketplaces out there. Okay, idea number 5 is a great one and can actually help you out on so many levels for your future. So idea number 5 is to assist a more experienced or senior photographer. So you can contact photographers and offer to be their assistant. A lot of photographers need assistants, and usually even more than one assistant, depending on the job they are doing in the studio context or even when they're on location shooting. So if you are familiar with like editing software, like tethering, Capture One, if you know how to set up light, if you know how to change batteries, if you know how to change film, you can apply to a more senior and experienced photographer and offer them to assist them on the job, and they will pay you an assistant's salary for that. And the great thing about that is not only will you earn some extra money before you have your own photography gigs coming in, but you will also get a ton of experience and learn a lot from that more professional or senior photographer by assisting them, because you will see how they are doing things, how they're dealing with clients, what gear they're using, how they're doing their setups, how they're doing negotiations, how they're editing, and all of that you get in the package of assisting a more senior photographer. So before I go into the next one, if you like these ideas, if you find them helpful, or you have discovered a new valuable idea that you want to try out for yourself, please like this video so I can make more videos like this in the future, and subscribe to my channel, because in the future I want to share more helpful content with you just like this one. Idea number 6 is to make a YouTube channel about your journey as a photography student, as a photography beginner, as a photographer. So of course I'm gonna recommend this because I am doing this myself, and I'm hoping to grow an audience, and it's also just a fun way to maybe, test out video, to get some new skills, to learn how to present yourself. And it's not only about the money, it's also about having fun with a new medium. And again, you are working with a camera and you already know how to work with a camera, hopefully, if you are a photography student. So why not take other people along on your journey and maybe, in the future, make an extra buck of it. So let me know in the comments below, have you thought about this? Have you considered making a YouTube channel about photography before? And if no, why not? And if yes, what is stopping you today? Why aren't you trying it out? The next side hustle idea is to offer your photography services as an Airbnb experience. So if you are familiar with the platform Airbnb, you know that you can make some money by renting out a room or your entire apartment on there. But did you know that they have a new section for a couple of years, I believe now, that you can act like a local guide or offer a local service to people who are coming to your city and looking for experiences? So with photography, you have travelers, you have maybe creators traveling to your city, you have couples traveling to your city who are not only looking to experience things and have a local guide, but they're also looking to captivate that in photography form or film form and take these experiences home with them. So you can create a service on Airbnb experience that is customized to something that you are willing to offer and you like. Maybe you want to show people your area and the most beautiful places in your neighborhood, and you can take them there and take your camera along and capture these moments as photographs and charge a set price for this kind of service. You could also make a photo package for, say, creators coming to your city and offer to follow them along during their day and create photo content for their social media, for their channels, that they would probably pay you a premium to have that content available to them. Idea number 8 is a little bit of an unusual one, I would say, and it's to sell Polaroids at outdoor events. So I know that a lot of photographers, including me, have a Polaroid camera lying around in their cupboard. And one idea is to make some money off of Polaroids. You can go to a local event, say like a street festival, or just a place where a lot of people gather and like listen to music, they're outdoors, they're celebrating, and you can go around with your Polaroid camera and offer to take portraits of people on site and sell them the Polaroid if they like it for a couple of dollars, euros, pounds, whatever currency you're working in. So say a Polaroid costs you about €1 per picture, and say you can sell it for €5 and make an extra buck that way. If you do it a couple nights, you can just test it out and see if it works out for you, if people like it. But usually if people are outdoors and celebrating, they are likely to say yes to a great memory of themselves at that event with a friend and to have something tangible like a Polaroid as a memory to take home. Alright, idea number 9 is for all your gear and technical nerds out there. So idea number 9 is to flip photo equipment on eBay or eBay Marketplace. So if you're somebody who knows a thing or two about the inside workings of a camera, this money-making idea could be exactly right for you, because there's a ton of people out there selling their gear on eBay Marketplace or even on local flea markets. And if you know how to find good camera equipment, you can try and buy it for a lower price and then flip it online, because you know exactly the market, you know what this equipment or this piece of equipment is worth, and you can flip it to another photographer who doesn't maybe know about gear and things and is willing to pay a little bit more to somebody who has already tried and tested this camera or made a few minor repairs or has taken a camera, put it apart and is selling the parts individually. So how I actually came up with this idea is because it happened to me. I was selling a broken medium format camera on eBay Marketplace and I sold it for an okay price. I was happy with it. But then a couple weeks later, I saw my exact equipment that I sold to this person being sold in individual parts online, and he was charging an extra price for it. So he was doing this money-making idea. He was flipping my equipment and making an extra buck for it online. Okay, and the next idea is to sell your B-grade work to stock photo sites. So as photographers, we create a lot and we have a lot of output, and usually we just use a fraction of the photos that we create and use them as our A-grade work to create series, to create work for our clients, to just creatively express ourselves. But there's also a ton of work just sitting on your hard drive that is not being used for anything, but that you've already put the money and the time in to create it. So the idea is to take some of your B-grade work and upload it to stock photo websites, and it usually doesn't make you a lot, but it can make you a couple bucks a month just passively with work that you have already created and that doesn't take you too much extra effort to just put it online and put it on the stock website and see if people download this work and give you a little percentage, a kickback for using these photographs. So if you found these tips and money-making ideas fun and inspirational, you learned something new, I can recommend to you to watch my next video on 5 inspiring photo books that I simply love and would love for them to inspire you as well. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.